In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Scottie Barnes and if he may have a breakout year this year in the NBA. Obviously, it's too early to tell, but there are a few things that he is doing that show to me that he could have a massive year in this year's NBA. So let's get down. Let's check out Scottie Barnes really quickly. If you want to be able to shoot the ball from further away, make sure to go check out my shooting workout that is down in the description below. Okay, so on this possession right here, we have Scottie Barnes. There's a few things that he does that actually kind of make me very interested and kind of turns my eye. So first off, he's able to read a few things right here. So of course, he could have made the pass to Grady Dick. That is a possibility. There was an open lane. There was a potential for this guy to help out. This guy would drop and it would be blowing up. And this guy was quite ready to be able to jump as well. We can see that right here by that quick jump right here, which good decision by Scottie Barnes not to pass to Grady Dick. Next, they set the screen for Scottie Barnes. I call it a screen. It's basically a dribble handoff, but it's an exchange dribble handoff right here. And at this point, you really need to, if you are using a screen, dribble handoff, whatever in the NBA, or even in the game of basketball, you need to watch this man number one, this guy number two. You want to see what those two guys are doing. Now, in this case, right here, he drops at that last second and opens up the lane for Scottie Barnes. Now you want to be able to pay attention to what these three guys are doing and how they will affect your drive. So, after that first dribble, now he's picked up that ball early. The reason why that's actually a good idea because this guy is sinking to try and contest this drive. Scottie Barnes is able to make body contact early, which creates a gap between himself and his main defender, and he's able to get this floater off. If it wasn't for everything that happened in this possession, he would have never been able to make that basket. So by reading the defense and also by being able to make contact early, he was able to get this basket. Now, in the fast break, when they're coming down on offense after a defensive possession or a defensive stop, there's a few things that he's doing really well. First off, he's dribbling with his head up. He's always looking to push that ball. That's going to get him assists, but that's not it. That is going to get him even more playing time, especially if he's got teammates who are able to attack the paint early. And what I mean by that is not necessarily the ball handler has to get into the key right away, but if we can get a ball passed to somebody who is in the key or on their way cutting through the key, this is going to be collapsing the defense. Now, Pirtle was able to score here, but any early possession in the key is very deadly because now you are collapsing the defense, and by collapsing the defense, if we were to kick that ball back out and swing it, that is going to allow us to have a lot of open shots and open lanes to be able to attack the basket. However, by attacking or passing that ball to the paint early to Pirtle, Scottie Barnes was able to get himself an assist and his team an easy basket. Now, I really like this strategy, especially if it's between two defenders that are of roughly equal size. Here he switches that screen, so they essentially blow up that back screen right here. Now, Scottie Barnes denies the ability for this dribble handoff. When this happens, the offensive player, even if he was to attack back, this would have been blown up by these two defensive players, Scottie Barnes and his teammate, because this couldn't be a lob because he's here. This wouldn't be a good pass because Scottie Barnes is in the way, which means that this, you either have to fight through as the offensive player, or this guy just has to dribble to the opposite side and this guy just has to trail out. Because Scottie Barnes at this point has blown up this play and in fact gets that steal, which then leads to the fast break dunk. By overplaying defenses, there are times where that works extremely well, as we've seen right here. Now, by blowing up a screen, that's what we see right here. They essentially blitz this screen, and this leaves two players essentially in the defensive zone of Scottie Barnes, because as soon as you double, now this is going to go really slow, but as soon as you double, the other three players on defense have to zone up, which means that in this case, he's fine. Scottie Barnes now guards two players in this zone. Meanwhile, they are playing man-to-man, yes I know, but this is a zone now because they've double teamed. At least that's how I like to explain it to players. But what Scottie Barnes does right here is he's able to cut off this pass. If we actually rewind just a bit to about right here, he starts getting ready for that steal right there. As soon as that pass goes through, and it doesn't help that this player tends to trail out just a bit, Scottie Barnes is able to pick that pass off, and he makes contact with the body at the same time. Anytime that you want to go for that steal, that especially a steal that's across the point, which is across this section right here, if you can get your arms across the arms of that offensive player, because he has his own player cylinder that you cannot get into, but his arms are outside of that player cylinder, which means that you can rip his arms off right there. That allows Scottie Barnes to get this steal, and no, this is not a foul. The offensive player had his arms outside of his player cylinder, which means that they are free game for any defensive player, which then allowed Scottie Barnes to be able to get this dunk at the end right here. I hope that this Scottie Barnes breakdown helps you become a better basketball player. Make sure to go check out my shooting workout that is down in the description below, and I'll see you guys again in my next video.